Little boys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
How are you both?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Lords of Ruin.
Well, two of the lords.
Two of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what have you got going on at the moment? You just brought out a new song and a video.
I've just brought out a new single and the music video to go with it, which is taken off rather nicely in it.
Yeah.
In From the Cold.
And from the cold.
I've listened to it, it's fucking awesome. Is that an old song or is that a fairly new one?
No, it was something me and Stu were working on about 5 years ago and never got round to writing lyrics for. And then when the Lords of Ruin thing came about, we had another go at it, and it kind of came about like that. So it was always going to be the first one.
What genre is it? Because this is something people always ask. You're always going to get asked it. Not that it doesn't always matter, but people like to search, like they know what they like and they know what they search for. They don't search for I like a bit of everything because that doesn't exist.
No.
Do you have what's the closest
kind
you
of
would
like
think?
Alternate melodic metal.
Right.
I would say.
Fair enough.
Pretty straightforward, really.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Good.
Good clean vocals.
Yeah, I think that's something that surprised a lot of people. Is that like they listen to that single to begin with and they're like, oh, they're ready for their oh wow, yeah, actually dead clean, nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean the screams.
Yeah.
Look, I've just heard you.
He's been dying for it.
Yeah.
But that kind of sets the tone for the band. Like the vocals are like there's a music and the vocals put them together and that kind of shapes it. It's like I've said before what Dave Grohl says. If he was a heavier singer, the Foo Fighters would actually be quite a heavy band. But because his vocals are quite soft, it brings the whole thing down.
That's
so
the same
you're
kind of
right
thing
down
for
the
me,
middle,
yeah.
I think.
I've never really listened to the growly stuff because I've never been able to sing along with it. So
Yeah.
it's never quite interested us, you know what I mean? And but so I've always I like doing the metal music, things like Alter Bridge and the Stone Sour stuff. You know,
You have got a Miles Kennedy to your voice, definitely.
But there's a bit of a in there, isn't there?
sometimes
Waiting to come out.
Yeah.
So officially, when did this band start? Come on, when?
It was September, I think, last year.
I thought it was before that.
Well, it's
Yeah.
According to Facebook, when did you launch? When did you create your page? That's like
That's
like on Facebook.
Last year.
Was it? Well, no, because the first gig was October last year.
October last year. Yeah, it's give or
It's
take
the equivalent
a few months, isn't
to
it?
it's not official until it's on Facebook. You see,
Well,
Oh yeah, no, about a year. I would
but not
say.
long.
No,
And how many gigs have you done now?
quite a few. At least 10, 12 gigs.
Yeah.
Did you feel
Nothing
like you
bad
had
ones.
enough time to when you had your first gig? You were ready, or did you just shape with it, just get started?
Yeah, that was hot. That was the point. We didn't want to just go out with 6 songs and be a band. You know, we wanted it all to
You need,
work.
as you know, you need at least half an hour when you start. Just
Yeah.
if you got a
Right,
banging
exactly.
half an hour,
Yeah.
that'll get you going for the first year at least.
Well, yeah, but I kind
yeah,
of
but
wanted
that
to do
has-
it, you know, where everyone knew what they were doing before then. Not even like, you know, moving on the stage. So there's a bit of a show going on as well. So it's not just 6 guys or 5 guys jumping on the stage and just jumping around. And so, yeah.
So what was the first lineup? Oh, you two were both from the very beginning, weren't you?
Yeah, and we had Stu Glassback, Stones, who's still with us, and Gio on bass.
So I'd never seen Gio play bass before. I was like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Did he not play a bit of bass for Hellion at points?
Did he?
I think he played at Rockmantic. That's why I thought of him.
Yeah.
Originally, because I'd seen him play bass before, and I thought, oh, well, yeah.
So was that not really his thing, though? Did he not?
It
Because
was.
I always thought he was a guitar player. He was a good guitar player.
He's a good guitar player, but he got right into it. He sold all his guitar gear and bought all like brand new bass gear.
Oh, right.
And chucked himself right in it. He was doing great. It was just kind of work and home life. He just gets on top of you sometimes, and you have to put that first. So
Because I suppose you guys were quite busy from the beginning, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, it was actually in this hall probably 2.5 years ago, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at 17, I remember, because as we knew we were going to be winding down, you were looking for other people to sort of jam with, and I remember, you coming here.
Yeah, and it was actually in this hall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Our first practice, and Walk the Line, I think, was one of the bits of material that we played with, and that's now in the set. That's the sort of acoustic-y ballad song. That,
right.
seems to go down well, doesn't it?
Yeah, if no one likes our set up till that point, they're gonna like it after that. It sort of snares people in, you know. So yeah.
So how many songs have you got now, would you say?
7 or 8. We've got to do 40 minutes, 45 minutes at the minute, and
Any covers?
no covers.
would you? If you like, say you could give it like an hour or an hour and a half.
We have been thinking of a cover, but we don't want to tell anyone.
You never know when you might. You may never know when you might need one.
It's going to be a really good one if we can convince everyone to get on board.
Is it a difficult decision as a band to make what to cover?
We just keep getting laughed at, don't we?
Yeah, yeah. But it's going to be good, and we've got to do it. But the problem is, up till now, we've just really been playing catch up, with lineup changes or
Plus, for your rehearsals, you split up.
Yeah.
You've got some of the band here in Cumbria and others in North East.
Well, now it's it's a Cumbria contingent.
I know. Used to be 4 of us over there and just coming to see Steve or him coming to see us. Now there's like 3 over here and me and Stones over there.
Yeah. So have you got are you going to do an album eventually, you think, or not? Or an EP?
I think probably an EP is coming first, but yeah, album definitely after that.
So is that like something that you like? That's that next on the agenda, or?
Recording more tracks is definitely. I think. Recording another single would be, would be great.
In From the Cold, the quality of it's really good.
Yeah,
really good.
That was good. Nice little studio over.
Even the demos, though. When I heard the demos, they were good quality as well.
I sent some over to Marc. I say, Marc, check this out.
I do that as well.
Yeah.
got my approval.
Don't tell anyone. Just have a listen and see what you think.
The video's first 500 views were just exclusive. Hey mate, check this out. Check this out.
What's it on now?
1100, I think.
That's good.
Hit the 12 now.
It's not been out that long. It's really good.
Yeah, it's been 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
In From the Cult. Who filmed that? Who did the video?
That was a company called Dead Real Films.
Where are they based?
In
the North East?
Sunderland, I think they're based. I kind of knew them because they'd got in touch with us when I was in Rusted Hero and asked if they could use one of my tracks in one of their short films. And they would do as a kind of cut price music video, and I never used it. And then 3 or 4 years later, I just went, do you remember how you said you were going to do me a video? Well, do you fancy doing the Bandit video? And he's like, yeah. And they were really kind of professional guys to work with, weren't they? And
that was all shot in one day.
I was going to say, yeah. They knew what they were doing to get something like that done in one day, because there was quite a lot of different shots.
Yeah, well, they scouted the locations well before as well, because we were talking to them for quite a while before the video actually went forward, weren't we?
Yeah.
Where actually was it filmed?
In Bolden Colliery. It's but apparently there was a porn shot there the day before.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great
I just
location.
hope it wasn't where you put your kit, or like where I hide me water.
I've had a look through the internet and I can't find the videos.
Well, maybe they don't want to advertise it. No, it's a cool video though. It's great. You're right. It's a perfect location. So, what was the concept for the video?
It's all about depression, pretty much, and alcohol, and how much alcohol can pretty much destroy everything, which it almost has with me a couple of times. So it's like it hits home with me. So
I like the title as well. In From the Cold.
Yeah.
Do you do all the lyrics?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I and the tunes we do live, me and Stu, kind of, I do a lot of the lyrics, and if I get stuck, like he always jumped in and finished them off, or he's written like a couple of his own songs. And
right, yeah. So any of the newer songs have more of a band contributed to it? Have you not had a chance for that yet, really?
That's what's going to be happening now. Yeah, it's all going to be.
Now that you've got Kevin, that's another aspect.
Kevin,
the riff master.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It's going to be a case of just find our own musicianship and start writing some material. Because, like I say, up till now, it's just been a case of catching up with ourselves, lineup changes. Like trying to get ourselves ready for gigs.
Always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just as you're trying, but
I know.
But that's got to happen for you to get the right lineup, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it'd be great if it didn't at all, but you've got to deal with these things as they come.
I mean, by the right lineup, not even like they're not good enough for the band. It's just they couldn't.
No.
So you have to get somebody else who can. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Just the way it's just time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you like say you've not been going very long, so
no, it's probably better that it's happening now. Actually,
yeah.
Like we're just starting out.
If you were 5 years down the line and then you lose one,
and we've got like some better gigs going, we have to cancel. That would
that's
suck.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. No.
Yeah, we've only had to knock one on the head, and that was
the Nottingham one. It was just on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just too close to call, really.
Because of the lineup change.
Yeah.
So what brought about the switch with Kev then?
Stu had other things to concentrate on. Sort of similar situation to Gio, I suppose.
Yeah.
Without going into details of everything, between Gio and Stu, just life.
Yeah. That's quite very common these days, as we
rock,
know.
Yeah.
Well, he'd got a new job, hadn't he?
He's had a
not
few,
been working.
few different jobs to.
Got a new job, and it kind of sends him here, there, and everywhere now. So it's going to be hard for him to
It's kind of the trouble if you're in a good band from the beginning. Things are going to be happening, and you might take people by surprise. I didn't think we were going to be doing this much. Like back in the day when Dynamo started, we were like, I remember what was our thing? 1 gig a month. I'll be happy 1 gig a month, and it was like 3 gigs a month, and it was 4 gigs a month, and it was like
what did
you
we
can't
get like
plan it.
40 gigs in 1 year or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Because at the beginning you were just saying yes to everything.
Yeah,
but I guess
that's
some
young band as well. I wish I was in a young band when my mum and dad were paying for stuff. Still, and just doing
nice.
what gig we got? Yeah. I'll just blow college off. I'll not going to work.
Yeah. Well, when did you start playing in bands? Because I was quite late. I was like in my mid-20s before I got on stage.
I was about 18, 19 when I joined.
I wish I was. Band. I wish I'd in my teens. I wish
14.
I'd really started. Yeah, I knew you were quite early on.
Of course you were. Was that the photo you put up the other day?
You put a
scene.
So I must have been
pulling the same faces.
Well, I must have been 18 there.
Fucking hell.
Really?
Yeah, that was. I would say. Well, that was my second band. Well, 2.5 band. Yeah.
Because you were always in like 2.5 bands anyways.
He was in 8 bands when I met him.
Oh god, yeah.
Every practice he was like, I had to give that band up. I'm down to 2 bands now.
Well, that was between Roomful of Owls and us.
Yeah.
I was playing in a cover band called Lucky Red Wig, practiced in here as well.
Yeah.
And there was Cobalt as well.
Yeah, Cobalt. Yeah, I liked Cobalt.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them guys. Yeah, and then it all settled down. The dust settled, and then into D&M.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm only in 2 now.
Only 2.
Yeah. And I can't be bothered with it anymore.
So your other band,
Brock and Spectre,
which is a weird name.
It gets spelt wrong because broken and Brocken. Brocken is the German spelling for broken, but Northerners say if something's broken,
It's Brocken.
it's Brocken.
Yeah.
Brocken Spectre. Blah 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 blah. Like we still get messages on Facebook going, guys, I don't know if you know that's not how you spell broken. So there is somewhat of a, well, you see, yeah.
And Spectre, not the usual.
Well, a broken spectre is a prism of light,
Right.
It's the blah 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 blah, and it's a very colourful.
But because you've spelled it wrong, actually, if people
not spelled wrong.
Well, because you've spelled it in the German way, if people know that they're searching for that and type the right thing in, they'll find you because it's an unusual spelling. But it's getting that message
they know
across.
That,
when you get really famous, you have no problem.
Because there is another broken spectre.
Oh right.
But they're like genty metalcore. So we occasionally get tagged in like,
let's do a gig together.
Yeah, great gig the other night. It's like
Didn't sound.
Wasn't us.
We were a bit off that night, weren't we?
What kind of? How would you describe that music?
Post-punk, rock, arty, noisy.
Wait, how long have you been in
Arty,
that?
noisy.
How long have you been in that band?
It's got to be 2 years now.
Similar sort of time. Well, this was a year, but it was similar sort of time when you started playing with those musicians.
Yeah.
How did you? It was a weird story how you got into that band.
I went into the shop where 2 of the band members, Jill and Steve, work, and I was just having a look at the guitars, and what it was, there was a Stag guitar with 1975 written on it, and I was dead confused. I was looking at my phone thinking, Stag 1975? Don't think so. So I spoke to the guy. And I was like, that's Stag, it's not 1975, is it? He's like, oh no, that's just a catalogue number. I was like, all right, okay, fair enough. And conversation went from there, and I sort of mentioned what I was doing with us. And he's like, oh, I might give you a call 2 weeks later. Do you fancy coming and play for us? And
because both bands have got stuff going on.
Yeah. There's not been many or any clashes really, has there?
No.
Not that he's told you.
There might have been a few close calls.
I can't do that one. I'm at a wedding again. Another wedding.
You just need to get both bands on the same bill.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
For some, anyway. You've had gigs. Well, obviously we've done 2 gigs in a row. Have you had 2 different bands on the same bill? You've been in 2 different bands on the same.
There was you remember that event that I put on years and years ago at the warehouse? There was Room for Owls.
Yeah.
I think Dynamo.
Yeah.
Cobalt.
Oh yeah.
All of my bands that I was playing in.
I knew there was something.
Brought our own PA. Everything. Yeah.
So that was a good workout.
Yeah, that was a good time, that one.
So are you planning on the next song that you're gonna publicise? Or is it undecided?
It's a bit undecided because we've just been jamming a few things. I mean, we've got loads of good ideas. We just want to do it more in the rehearsal rooms now, rather than I've written this, huge track, and could you get some vocals on that? All the drums are done. And
so have you got any other reasonable quality demos? Because the demo, I heard a couple of demos, I think, and they were really sounding pretty good. Obviously, that was one of them a while ago. From the call.
Well, that'd be Stu's contribution, won't it?
Yeah,
is that what he does?
He was a writing machine. Like, he was just.
But did he do all the production on the demos and stuff?
Yeah. He had all the Apple Mac in his bedroom. And
what are you going to do now then?
I know.
Like Doc says, like, do it the old school way. Yeah. Really.
You need to buy one of them audio recorders.
Yeah, just the dictaphone.
The Zoom ones, the H, whatever they are.
Well, do you know what we do? We just live stream into our private group.
Fair enough.
There it is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to worry about storage or uploading errors or messing about with all that crap. It's not the highest fidelity recording, let's be honest.
It's just trying to make sure you don't miss ideas that come up at the time. Because that's it.
Well, I missed the rehearsal the other day, so I just sat and watched you guys, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did a live stream.
Yeah. Live streaming.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I'm sure the drums
Stop.
Ding, ding, ding. Can't hear you. Phone was on the other side of the room now, wasn't it?
So how did Kev come into the situation? Former Dynamo guitar player.
I paid him some money and asked him if he wanted to join the band.
Done some things I don't want to talk about.
So I take it just offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah. Well, I hope it was one that you couldn't refuse.
Didn't feel obliged.
Put it to him. Well, if I'm honest, put him to it right at the first place. But he wasn't really in the sort of frame of mind. Really, couldn't really be arsed, to be honest. I was like, all right, mate, no worries. And then, Stu, saying that he was stepping down, we were like, well, there's only a few people that I know that we would want in the band, and got to start with Kev again. Yeah,
top of any list.
So we had a little chat and a meet up. Did some things I'm ashamed of. And he's in the band.
Yeah, and I persuaded him. He said yes.
Yeah. So just asked him, like,
That was a good acquisition.
Yeah.
Very good. Have you had a rehearsal with him?
Yeah, we've had a few.
He's
4?
Pretty much up to speed now, isn't he? He's
learned your material like that.
Yeah. Yes,
He's like a musical chameleon. He just learns. He just adapts to any situation, doesn't he?
The first rehearsal, wasn't it? It was the second rehearsal, and we've got this dual lead solo in the ballady one. And I was like, I don't mind any of the solos, but we'll try and keep that one in because it's really, really smart. And then he just belted it out straight away.
Yeah, playing along like,
Jesus,
he's doing it. It's amazing.
Like, we need to keep him.
Yeah, he'll do. Thanks for doing them things, Steve.
It's gonna be interesting to see how it develops, especially the songs that you write from now forward.
Well, I'm very curious to see what Kev has to bring to the table,
because he always comes up with ideas all the time.
Yeah,
he's a very prolific guitar player.
Yeah.
And he, like I say, you can learn your old stuff and he'll come up with new stuff and ideas for stuff that you come up with. He'll go, what about this?
Mm-hmm.
You go, that's good.
That's good, but how about you just change it and do this instead?
He'll fit in as well because he's very laid back as well.
He's very cool, man. Yeah,
what you need, no drama.
Yeah, it's kind of what I love, so that'll do me.
Especially, what's the furthest away gig you've done so far? Was it Nottingham?
Was it Lincoln? Was it not Hall of the Wild?
Lincoln, yeah.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was pretty awesome.
Lovely festival.
It was
great weather.
Yeah. Did you stay for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Our set was great. Obviously, it's a new band. It wasn't as busy as we wanted it to be, but there was a fair few people there for us. And
there were some old familiar faces, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Young familiar faces.
Yeah.
But the rest of the festival was just class. Just fun.
Good lineup as well, wasn't it?
It was
really
class.
well organised.
Yeah.
Everyone
I just
was
missed the
raving about
Joker's
it.
Rage. That was my biggest thing.
Oh,
I missed the
no.
Joker's Rage because they were on at the same time. My last went to Joker's Rage,
Sack
and then
you
came
off.
and caught like the arse end of our set.
Yeah, because it was them, and then as soon as we were sort of on like the last little bit of their set, weren't we?
Aye.
So we'd already started when
Oh.
Joker's Rage were on.
It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
And the Wild Hearts were headlining, weren't they? You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they had a good crowd.
Oh,
Aye,
huge,
it was
huge.
mint.
And on the night, the lighting from the stage as well. The stage was great. It was
Yeah.
a beautiful looking
Oh, I
stage,
know.
great lights, everything.
Apparently, it's going to be 2 of them this year.
I seen that.
2 stages.
Like 2
Outside
like a
stages.
a
Cool.
main stage and a second stage with both outside. So that's
Brilliant.
pretty
Oh, so
cool.
was it full outdoor thing, was it?
Yeah, where there was 2 stages indoor, kind of.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Section the room off. So one band would play, and then the other band would play, and then the other
Right.
band would, a bit like what Wildfire used to do. And the main stage was outside, but I think this year they've got 2 big stages, and then
Outside.
and then a little stage. They'll probably
Yeah.
think of some other stages by then, man.
But it's good like SOS do when they alternate.
Yeah.
Whilst one's on, the other one's setting up. So
But makes
it's
it
just
means that
constant.
everyone can see everybody
Mm,
if they want
yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
or as much,
And
at least
there's
as
no
much of
clashes.
it. Yeah, yeah,
No one's
exactly.
at the same
And
time.
it's got to be pretty hard for festival organisers to A, put a lineup, on, and then understand the crowd in terms of who's going to see what band or what,
I
what
always
time.
wonder how the big festivals do that because that's got to be a headache.
I know.
You've got like 50 bands over 3 days. Like,
Probably
how
who
do we-
pays them the most.
No, but I mean-
you go to that.
No, but I mean, like, working out who plays when, who clashes with who. How do we
Aye.
separate the lineup? So because people
Yeah,
who like
if-
that band are
they're
also
probably
going to see
gonna
this
go
band.
and
It's
see
like,
them.
oh god.
Just be in a nightmare, wouldn't it? You'd just be looking at the bands, you'd be like waking up with them and like, hang on, no, one more change, one more change,
Yeah, like
one more
never
change.
get it. Never finish that job. And then like a band cancels at a big festival like 2 days before. You're like,
That just messes
put
up
all the
the
posters
whole-
out. But yeah, but Call of the Wild's got some legs, hasn't it? It's got
Yeah.
potential. Bags
Well,
of potential.
2,000 capacity this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Is it?
next year. It was
For
500.
like its second year.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, they sold out all their early birds pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
Um,
Because Raz knows. Is it Raz and
Raz and Dave O'Hara.
Yeah. Well, they both know what they're doing. They know
Damn
do the
right.
research on bands, and like with Rockmantic, they know that's the reason.
I love Rockman.
Yeah, that's the reason it does so well because they know the bands to pick. They do their homework,
Yeah.
and they know people are going to come. But people,
They know
like,
their punters as well.
can you think of anything else up here what people book in advance for
Nah.
around here?
Kendall calling.
Yeah, but that's a different level,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
That's been
yeah.
going for now, what 15 years now?
Just trying to think if there's any bands or any festivals that we're glaringly missing.
You played Kendall Calling, didn't you? Did you play Kendall Calling?
out. with
We-
the other band.
Aye.
Aye.
The other band, yeah.
Aye.
That's because they've seemed to have opened up to the local bands more now. This last couple of years.
Yeah, seems so. I mean, I think did we ever try?
Yeah, every year. But
Yeah.
it's just got they didn't. Heavy music was like no.
It's,
It
it's
wasn't
more
part of
radio
their-
on crew,
Yeah,
crowd, isn't it?
yeah, but they seem to be opening up a bit more, which it was inevitable it was going to happen. But and also their definition of local was like Blackburn or Bolton, but it seems to be more like a
Yeah.
lot of stage of just bands from around here, which is perfect. Oh, and
Well, Beachmaster played, Cosmic Cat played.
yeah,
We played. I could go on then. There was lots of local
Yeah,
acts, actual local acts as well.
Soulfest as well. We played there with
We played there, not this one, but the one before.
yeah
That was great.
with Brock and Spectra.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
It's good. It was.
You love
I
that. That's
think-
one of
I
your
think-
favourite festivals, that isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I didn't want to go this year because I've been going to it for years and years and years, and I just sort of ran out of steam with it. To be
Yeah.
honest, everyone seemed to have a really good time this year.
This year was
And-
labelled as the farewell one
It'll be back.
But I've heard-
there's
I've-
rumours
I've-
it'll be back, and if it is,
No, I
I'll
think it
go
is.
to the next one.
because someone's bought it out.
Yeah, I've heard rumours
There's a
of
guy-
some Scouse guys or something. Yeah, cool.
I'm
'Cause it-
hoping,
you know,
I'm
it
hoping
did-
to get them on here. So
Right,
and the guys from Kendall Calling are coming on. I don't know when, but soon.
cool. We'll just leave some business cards here. For
Yeah,
everyone.
might as well.
Indeed.
Yeah, do you do business cards?
Yeah, no,
No.
Do you think you will?
no.
CDs is a contentious issue as well.
Well, we haven't got. We've only got the single ready at the minute, and it's
Mm.
going to be like band funds are hard to make these days.
Because I've been reading a book called Stop Selling Music by a guy called Damien Keys, who was also coming on the podcast. And and he suggests that bands should not bother with CDs anymore because fans only buy them as a souvenir, as I do myself. Like if I like a band, I will buy the CD, but I'm not going to listen to it. I'll just put it away. And that money, he argues that money could be far better spent on other merch, because you're not really selling your music anymore. You're doing your music because that's what people like, but you're not selling it. You're selling merchandise. You're selling tickets. Everything else around the music is what you're selling, not the music.
Depends how you do it. Like I know that a Joker's Rage have just done the pre-sale, so if you're getting it before anybody else, you're gonna whack it on, aren't you? So I guess that way, or printing even a limited amount.
I
of
just
CDs
never really thought about it, and I just thought I would consider not doing it, because if it costs like, I don't know, better part of $1,000 to do 500 or 1,000 CDs, what else could you spend that money on? Could you spend it on other things that would make you more money in return?
So you're saying give the music away for free and just rely solely on merchandise?
Yeah, or ticket sales and everything else that goes around with it. Depends where you are in your timeline as a band, I suppose, and what kind of following you've got.
We always get asked for CDs, don't we? It's one of the things that we've never had, that everyone gets asked, that we won't always ask for.
If there's two things people are going to buy, certainly at our stage, it's either the shirt, but if they haven't got enough for both, then they're going to make a choice consciously over the music or the shirt. 9 times out of 10, they've got the shirt. If we've got a new release, well, they're just going to default to buying the new CD. I think it's a bit of a myth, really, that people don't buy music.
Well,
as you and I know,
I was going to say, we got people who would see us for the first time and they would buy the whole back catalogue.
I did
gobble that up.
I did that. It's still in my car. It's still in the Volvo now.
I got a memory of you. You couldn't come to one of our gigs, and you were gutted because you had a gig, but you were at the side of the stage live streaming us. Yeah. Someone was live streaming us, so you were watching our gig while you were at a gig.
It was SOS, and it was Sharon McCann. It started live streaming and got a photo with you and stuff. I was like, yeah.
Proper little fanboy. Oh, them were the days.
I know.
No, but I think we'll certainly be looking to do CDs. But I think what the emphasis is on now is no plastic, or the environmental impact of it. Which I think is as much of a selling point as the music itself. If people are going to be, thinking that they're buying a responsibly sourced product, how as best you can, because at the end of the day, the CD's still plastic.
Of course, it's just reducing it, isn't it? And you can get, there's an option to get without the cellophane wrap on.
Well, you can just get even the cardboard ones,
recycled,
rather than the jewel cases and stuff like that.
It's all things to think about, isn't it?
They're just taking it away as a souvenir, and it's gone, like I say, normally goes in my car.
Yeah, see, I've got Bluetooth in my car with Spotify, so as soon as I get in my car, it just continues playing Spotify from whenever I was last listening. And newer cars don't have CD players in them.
No.
So
really,
nah. So there's a huge decline for the use of CDs as time goes on. And younger people youngins don't buy CDs.
Well, I know that.
They're all Spotify or
YouTube
iTunes
and stuff,
or everything. Right? So as time goes, I think it's going to be inevitable that we're not going to. You'll still get your diehard older fans, but at some point there's going to be...
I want CD.
When the young music fans now are old, CDs won't be in their vocabulary at all.
No.
They'll just be
It's like when you see those memes on Facebook and it's just like, this and a tape, like, if you know what I mean.
All right, if you know what this is, you were cool in the 90s or something like that.
What would today's equivalent be with CDs? It'd be CD and, I don't know, like you're going to wipe it or something? Like, the problems.
But like
piece of jam.
Yeah.
But the difference is, like, vinyl's never gone away.
No, that came back, isn't it?
That's because it's got a sound that you can't really replicate digitally.
Well, yeah.
So that's kind of its saving grace. Where CDs, they're just impractical.
Yeah.
Like a physical product is like, to us.
I've still got hundreds of DVDs and CDs, and I'm just like, one day I need to go to Cash Generator and get rid of them all.
I mean, I'm on Blu-rays now, but I'm imagining it's going to be the case where everyone's internet is so fast that you just stream everything over the internet in 4K. You just like press play. I'm watching it. I don't need the physical product. The games, they're all on your Xbox. It comes out, you buy it. Digital download.
My PSN subscription ran out yesterday, and I was like, great, play this new game. Boom, denied. I was like, I wonder why that is. Totally, I need to pay for my subscription again. But all of my games are free from the PSN network. So I'm like, I've got Call of Duty, World War II, whatever, and it's just like, well, I played that to death. So I'm like, my God, I can't actually use it. But yeah, it's all, I've got no physical media to play games anymore.
That's just the way it's going. Yeah. And what was I mean the other day? There'll be no cash eventually. Cash is useless. They're going to be getting rid of 1 and 2p soon. In the next few years.
Because they smell a lot, don't they?
So is they going to get rid of the 99p then?
Well, it used to be half pennies.
Yeah.
And that became because prices went up. Like no one was dealing in that law of currency, so it's pointless. And it's going to get to the point now where we don't need.
So everything's just going to be 1 pence more expensive. Then it's not going to be.
Well, yeah,
because
it's
95 pence
six
now.
quid. I'm not paying.
Yeah,
that.
it'll be going 95 instead of 99, so it might come down.
Yeah, I might probably go £1.5, wouldn't it?
Everything will just be everything will just be card.
Yeah.
The whole you buy most things on card anyway, don't you?
Yeah,
I do.
I rarely carry card.
I like having money in my pocket. I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing when I've got the money in my pocket.
I'm the same. I prefer using cash. I prefer CDs, but I've adapted to the way things are going because it's just easier.
Yeah.
like vinyls. I love vinyls. You get the huge posters, you get all the artwork, you get more information in it because they can fit more in it. CD was kind of less and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
When now, you can't do that with MP3. There's no 1965 re-release MP3. It just it's all worn out. You don't get that, do you? So it's kind of lost in that way. And for young people, there is no connection to the artist. Sometimes it's just click play. They don't even look at the picture. They just listen to the product.
I'm guilty of that.
I listen to Spotify on the way here, and I've just put the daily mix thing on.
Yeah.
And I had my maps on, so I've got no idea I was listening to.
But at least that's a good way of exposing you to new music, though, that you wouldn't have other way. I love Spotify for that.
Yeah,
They recommend
definitely.
stuff that you wouldn't otherwise have discovered.
And it is pretty similar to what you already kind of
but sometimes it's
to.
bands that you didn't know. Some bands that completely passed you by at the time.
Yeah.
Or bands that you forgot about.
Well,
Yeah.
I had that today. Scar the Martyr, Jerry Jordan's band. I was
There
like,
you go.
oh god. And I think I bought Metal Hammer and the CD was in there, and I listened to that to the point that the CD cover had started peeling off, and I was like, oh, that's strange. I really, really like that. I must get round to buying it. And then it came up in my Discover Weekly today, and I was like, oh, Scar the Martyr. I was like, boom, add to playlist.
How old are you both?
I'm 32 next week.
I'm 35.
Okay. So do either of you remember...
You'll be nearly 40 now, are you?
Coming up 39.
Hey!
Cassette tapes.
Yeah, I had cassette tapes.
Do
I've
you-
still got cassette tapes.
Yeah, well, that's why I was
mum's.
Yeah.
I remember
Tapes
the
wearing
struggles.
out.
Yeah.
And just suddenly
Or just
tape
jamming
coming out of
in
my
the
God!
whole thing when you pull it out and the tape's inside the thing. Oh.
That's why when I used to buy a new cassette tape, I would copy it and listen to the copy and keep the original separate. Because I don't know if it was just mine, but every so often it would just start chewing up the tape for no reason. Just like, can't afford to be doing this. But cassette tapes, I mean,
Or VHS as well, when you
VHS?
get that line.
Yeah.
When your tape was gone on the off, I'm definitely have to buy another copy of this, because the line's going.
Yeah. Back when pause meant like some kind of dance.
Yeah, aye.
Oh yeah.
I remember when pause DVD was the first time. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
actually
Like
paused.
a photo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a photo. Yeah. Whoa.
But you couldn't go back. Those are things where you could never go back. Like once you went from VHS to DVD.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
VHS. And then it was like 4K Blu-rays. After I can't do DVDs now. I'm on
Really?
Blu-ray.
I've not really had much.
As soon as I got a 4K TV, that was like, well, I'm not going back now.
Your,
Aye.
your TV, I don't like your TV.
Why?
Because
Thanks.
but I figured out what it is. There's you've got true motion detection on or something. You need to turn it off because it makes it look like you're in a TV set. It makes it look fake.
No, he's right. You do need to turn it off.
There we
Everyone
are.
knows that you turn that setting off.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to.
Because
I'm
it
not even
just
aware of
looks
this.
too real. It looks like there's no gloss on it. There's no ting, yeah, this is a production. It's just like there's a camera in the room. You're watching a soap and it's just like that's my living room. But you turn that off. There's a little bit more sort of show to it.
All right, I wasn't aware of this.
True motion. I'll write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Because I was around someone else's house and I was like, this is really doing my head in.
You should have said, and I would have done it.
Mate, I brought you up on it many times. I'm like, I was like, there's something about your TV.
Do you mean at my old house or the new house?
both?
Because it's a new
Both.
TV at the new house.
Both, mate.
Oh, you
need
should have
to turn
said.
that
You should have
setting
said.
off.
You should have
I
said. I would have
definitely
done it.
have. I'm like, Mark, there's something wrong with your TV. It's good. It's
Right,
sharp.
I'm gonna
but it's
I'm
just
gonna
like-
message you later,
it looks a
you're
bit
gonna
pretend.
I'll remind me what it is, and I'll do it.
Okay.
Then I'll watch it, and I'll let you know what I think.
Okay.
It'd be like, dude, you've ruined my TV.
Yeah, you'll hate it. No, you'll hate it. But
Can't watch Coronation Street now.
You'll love it or you'll hate
I don't
it.
feel like I'm in the room anymore.
I'm not in the Rovers Return.
But I'm glad you had my back on there, Tek.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
It's true. They actually call
Tech.
it the soap opera effect as well.
Ah, there we are. See.
Ah.
Because when you watch a soap, it's like you feel like you're actually there.
Yeah.
And it's corny and it's a bit silly. When you're watching like a film, like James Bond or something,
Yeah.
like you want it to be like a film. It
That's
looks
it.
a bit sketchier,
Yeah.
but it just makes it.
So this mode, does it ever have a use? When should it be on? Never.
I suppose not. Yeah.
It's probably down to personal preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my advice would be to try to turn it off.
Turn it off.
Right.
Okay. That's our personal
That's from the
preference.
tech man.
I'll go into my
Turn it off.
Samsung settings and I'll try and find it.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Glad we covered that because I've been around friends' houses. I'm like, do you know what? Your TV's just like Mark's TV. It's like, I don't know what it is.
Actually, I do know what it is.
I have a little Google, it's like, and it works. Boom. I'm like, there we are.
Right.
It's better.
I'm trying that tonight when I get back.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, obviously, with the 4K TV is the soundbar. That was the other. Because speakers are normally pretty good in TVs these days anyway, but it came with it as a deal. But as soon as I turned it on, I was like, whoa. It like somehow manages to, like, you know when we used to have like 5.1 surround, you had like 14 speakers around your room.
100 meters
It
of
somehow
cable.
manages to recreate that without just a bat. Well, the Samsung, I don't know about the other ones, but Samsung, it's amazing. It's just like you turn it. Sometimes I turn it off and I go, oh my god, that's terrible. Turn it on. Wow. Especially for like watching like music videos or like live concerts or football.
Yeah.
The sound is just incredible.
Have you got a soundbar?
No.
No. Have you got a soundbar?
Yes.
They are worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I didn't realise until I experienced one. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. So you're not messing around with tens of meters
Yeah.
worth of bloody 5.1 surround. Oh, it only reached there.
Because
The back
my-
of the room's over there.
And because mine are both Samsung, it just connects Bluetooth. I don't know wire.
Yeah.
You just turn it on, connect wirelessly. It's like brilliant. And first TV, having YouTube built into the TV. It's like, yes.
I've got it on the PlayStation, but yeah.
Yeah, just not having to like load something, because it used to be like I'd put it on my phone and then cast it to my TV.
Oh yeah.
That kind of worked, but oh, what a world we live in now.
What a fascinatingly modern world we live in. Mate.
But we're the only ones who remember what it was like before all this shit. Like I remember
our
when I was a kid just
generation.
going outside and playing because there was fuck all else to do.
Aye.
You know, you don't really get that anymore.
No.
Like parents have got to struggle now to keep them off screens,
Get them out their bedrooms.
or they're giving them screens because they're lazy. So
I quite like it when the kids are like, Mum, can we play Fortnite? And they're like, no, go out and play. Oh, okay. And you know exactly what's happening. They're going around their mates and going, so-and-so's mum won't let us play Fortnite. Can we play Fortnite at yours? And they all collectively go and ask that mother of that, can we play Fortnite? No. And there's just this gang going around the neighbourhood looking for somewhere to play Fortnite.
well, it's exercise.
And then the street lights come on and it's home time. And, go home and play Fortnite. But yeah.
But it's a different world now, isn't it? I don't think there are as many kids playing out these days. Partly because maybe it's not as safe as it used to be,
No.
according to some people. But
Well, you don't know, do you?
you just don't know. I don't have kids.
I heard it wasn't safe in our day, but I was that right.
I never noticed anything, and I grew up
Probably
in.
just
I
'cause of our
grew.
own stupidity, really.
Yeah.
I grew up Wallsend and Cromlington.
That's where I grew up in Cromlington.
There you go. And I had no.
I used to
I
look
had no
around
problem.
Beacon Lane, that's why I used
There
to
you
know.
Maybe you two played with each other, you just don't know about it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Don't know.
I had no bother at all.
No, I didn't. Well,
I knew
Apart
like
from this
people
one guy
to
called
avoid,
Frank.
and I knew places to avoid.
but it was Beacon Lane.
Yeah.
That's not where I was from. I lived in
Docherty.
I lived in Northburn, but I hung around with all the.
Northburn. Now, wasn't that the original name for?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to call the first band Northburn.
That's not. That wouldn't be a too bad band name.
Yeah.
I was talking about this to someone the other day. Band names aren't really that important, because if you're good and you get fans, they just get used to your name, whatever. Like if I take if Pink Floyd didn't exist and I said I think we should call our band Pink Floyd, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, the Beatles, for example. That's a really shit name for bands.
It's fucking
It's
terrible.
a terrible name, but it means something. It doesn't. It doesn't.
They attach themselves to the music really, and the members of the band, not generally the name. It's
Yeah.
just something to call it.
yeah.
We
I
went
used to-
through
I
loads
used
of
to,
names,
like-
didn't we?
I used to
we did.
obsess over it, and like obviously we took ages to choose when we changed from Dynamo to Dynamo. My God, we could not
It
agree
took
on
too long
anything.
to change from Dynamo, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. But we just couldn't agree on anything. We couldn't decide anything, and it was literally the last name. It was like, well, this is the only name we haven't sort of talked about, and everyone was like, yeah, that works.
Yeah,
we just-
and that's all it was.
And then we never after that we never thought about it again. It was just nothing. But where did Lords of Ruin come from?
Well, we were.
I like that name. It's a good
It was
name.
originally Northburn, and then we were going to be called Against the Empire, but we found
That's got to be done. That's got to be
it
done.
wasn't. We seen a gig. I think it might have even been a Trillions, and it was a band called Escape the Empire. We're just like, nope,
Yeah, that was it.
that's it. That's out the window, and we were just bouncing tons of words and just crap.
You
between
know
the
it's
group
bad
chat.
when you go to those websites and you're like
Bandname.com.
randomize. What about these ones? Nope. Yeah, how did
it-
we end up with?
I've got no. It was just in the group chat. We were just bouncing tons of stuff round, and it was loads of this, loads of that, and someone said loads of Ruin. Just like, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
cool.
It does. It's kind of like the Lords is like a good part of it. Ruin is like.
Yeah, I think
I like being a lord.
Yeah, there's a bit of an identity with
Yeah.
it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And we've got our lords and ladies, our fans.
Yeah.
Well, all our ladies, fans, ladies.
Well, lords and ladies there. Rather than
Lordesses.
Oh, lord and lady fans.
lord, yeah, but not they're not they're lords and ladies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what is Lords male?
I think
have
it
no
can
idea.
be.
Yeah. I don't know.
Female
Is it a
as
female
well.
version of that or not?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like actor and actress. Why can't
They like to be called
actor?
actors now,
Actor
don't
should
they?
just be a word for someone who acts, no matter what they
Yeah,
are.
I think that's what they did do, didn't they? Certainly in America, I've heard.
I think they're trying to
actresses
sort of
called.
Swear that over.
Yeah,
But in other respects, everything's trying to be more diverse. But there has to be this, and there has to be this, and there has to be this, and this, and it's like no.
like trans actor.
Yeah.
Everything's getting so complicated though
It
now.
is. It's too complicated.
Some
for
things
me.
where,
I
like,
don't
so
mind
much-
what people want to do. Like, just
I know.
do it.
When you listen to the news and stuff, there's so much like debate and argument over so many different things. I can't. I have to tune out sometimes now, and I
Stop
can't.
watching.
That's
the
it.
news
You
now.
just think I'll wait till the dust settles and then I'll assimilate whatever's been decided because I really don't care. And you just
Like I
just
was
wait
quite
and see.
interested in Brexit for about the first 9 months, and then I just got. This is dragging on now.
Let's not get onto Brexit.
No, I'm not going to go into that. but
not because I'm particularly versed in how to discuss it, but it's just Brexit.
But now it's kind of embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
we must be an embarrassment to all the countries.
the
of us,
whole
like,
world.
Yeah, it's just like what the fuck are these guys doing? It's so British of us as well to like not be able to agree with us or something.
Aye.
It's
Yeah.
like no,
No.
we want this, but we don't. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we want
we
this,
don't.
but we don't.
Yeah. Whatever.
But it could
They'll,
be worse.
they'll,
We
they'll
could
do
have
what they
Don-
want anyways. There's no we can do.
Yeah, it could be worse. We could have Donald Trump.
We almost have
I
now.
almost have. He's like Boris is like a caricature almost of Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump's
Sort
ugly
of-
cousin.
Easy characters to make fun of.
Yeah. Not a position I'd want to be in though.
Oh god, no.
But
I don't know why anybody would want to be in that position. Like one of the most hated people in the country.
I think that's something our generation is actually missing out on. If there's anything our generation needs to be sort of trying to focus on is trying to crack into politics because we're sat here thinking, oh, we've got great ideas, yeah, but we can't actually implement anything.
No.
And unfortunately, there's a totally entirely different generation. For reasons they have their own political agendas because they've been brought up the way they have.
Well,
And if you and I were in office or whatever, we might have a different way of looking at how to run the country.
But it's also about being open to new ideas and like maybe changing your mind about what you thought before. Whereas I think it's really bad. I've said
Just
this before
deciding
here,
something and just
or
going with
just
it.
voting. Well, my dad voted that, so I'm going to vote that without any thought behind it. Just that is really not. I think that's terrible for the country. You want some coffee?
All right, please, mate. Thank you, sir.
No worries.
Yummy.
Yeah, I wonder about younger people. How much attention are they paying, or do they just are they just going to be?
And
switching
I
off?
think this is why, we're switching off and we're just leaving it to those people who are in that position already, and those that are going to supersede it are always going to be, sort of private schoolers, and not that there's anything wrong with private school and all,
No,
and all
no.
that, but there's going to be a certain sentiment to the way that they want to do politics.
Yeah,
Um,
and also there's no real role models.
tell you what, should we sack the band off and just go into politics?
Nah.
No?
No.
The Lords are here,
No,
we'll
man.
take over.
Yeah.
But there aren't any like real role models in it either,
No.
because they're all either corrupt or they're just not very good at their job.
What about
or they're
that,
just full of shit.
that Scottish lass?
Nicola Sturgeon.
No. Marry someone?
She likes to have a kick off in
She's always
Parliament,
well
doesn't she?
self-righteous, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, like, share, brilliant, great,
Yeah.
great,
Oh,
great.
Oh
yeah.
yes, yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
Mary Black, is it?
something like that. Yeah,
Could be totally wrong.
but it's going to need someone young with opinions who's making sense, who's not full of shit.
Yeah, well,
So people listen to
she's
them.
here's me saying I'm not well versed at politics.
We've got it going, we've got it going. You're winding him up.
I'm sure she's like 30 something. She's
Yeah.
and everything I see of her. is
Yeah,
like,
because you always imagine them as old farts who like, why would I give a shit what they think?
Well, yeah.
And all these positions of power, you typically in the past were always by older people.
But
who
they
were
seem
like,
to go from like kind of they've got no life experience. They gone from like school to
yeah,
uni,
haven't had proper
into-
jobs.
Yeah, into politics. So they're fighting for the people. They've got no idea like how they
Yeah.
lived at all
Like
in the first place.
You know Kevin Bridges, a Scottish comedian.
Oh, I love him.
He's talking about, this was a few years ago when David Cameron was in it. He's like saying same things, like he's come from a privileged background, you know, not really done any real work, and you're like, I bet David Cameron's never pissed a skid mark off a toilet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. I think, is that not the one where it was like,
I can't get this is ridiculous, I'm going to reload here.
David Cameron's never woken up with the sole objective, with nothing else to do today other than to piss that skid mark. I'll tell you what, get a bit of a semi on and get some pressure behind it.
or the what was it, the campaign for self-esteem was to like give people jobs.
Oh yeah,
non-paying jobs, like working in the pound shop.
Poundland signed up, didn't they?
Yeah. But where like unpaid, so where everything's worth £1 except you.
I'm gonna go and see. I forget his name. You know that comedy club. Oh God, I'm gonna have to come back to it now. I've totally forgot his name.
Welcome to the memory show.
Is that a Gary kid?
No, it's he's from Liverpool. Scouse.
Oh,
Hiya, mate.
Is he the one that talks to the crowd all the time?
Yeah, he's the compare.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like he regularly up here? Or do you mean the guy who's got famous online?
Online, yeah.
Yeah. All he does, he doesn't really do. Is that the guy?
He's a compare, yeah.
He doesn't really do like a routine. He just talks to the people at the front and just like takes the piss out of them, and that's become his act. He's really funny.
Totally. But I'm gonna go see him.
That kind of where's he playing at?
Newcastle.
Ah, what's the venue?
The Thingy House in Newcastle. What is it? Not the Opera House. I only know there's a couple of theatre. Is it?
Which theatre?
I don't know. It's not the O2. It's like it's a building.
Come on, man, give us a clue.
Like a fairly decent venue, like a like Riverside or
go hit me some venues.
Or well, he should know
the City Hall.
City Hall, that's the one.
Jesus. What did you say first?
Something house.
Theatre house or something.
something theatre house. What the theatre? No, not the theatre. City Hall. Aye. City Hall. Aye.
House Hall.
Not the theatre.
It's a great venue. That. I'm so glad we've still got one.
I say, well, yeah. There's not a bad seating there. I've been to see loads of shows there. You're sitting right at the back, and you see
back
everything.
in the day. That's where all the big bands used to play.
I know. I've seen a few.
I've
seen Vi and Satriani there a few times.
Yeah. Most cities, their City Hall is no more, or it's been used for somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd love to play City Hall.
Well, that's because of the O2 Academy as well. That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good size. What does the City Hall hold? Do you reckon? A couple of thousand.
Maybe.
I can't even remember the name of it, so don't be looking at me.
I didn't really look around and count either. But it's a mint venue, like proper mint.
Lucky to have it, because the arena. Have you ever been to the arena much?
I don't really like the arena at all.
Depends what it is, but yeah, the sound's never that good. No. I'd always rather go and see a band in like a small
I think I've seen Arctic Monkeys there. And
but yeah, when bands get to a certain level, you have no choice if you really want to see them. And
if I go to arena, I like to be standing and just get absolutely trolleyed, and that's.
See, I don't do that anymore because if you pay that much money, I want to be able to fucking remember it. If I get hammered, I'm like, I don't remember. I used to do that at festivals, pay like 150 quid and not remember a fucking thing.
Yeah. that's
back in the early 2000s. The early 2000s when I was in my early 20s, it was like Reading, V Festival, Leeds, like every time, and I was like, I can remember one band.
Welcome to the memory show.
It was just one year when it was a really good lineup, and I was like, right, I want to watch all of these bands.
I was back in the day before you could check your phone.
Yeah.
See what did I do last night?
Your program like this, like on the lanyard. Yeah.
I remember going to the big day out, which was in Milton Keynes in '99, and that was when I just got a phone. Late was it 98, 99 when everyone's got the phones?
Everyone got the mobiles.
It was an Orange Network, but it was like a Nokia 3310, I think it was.
Nice.
Pushing the boss out. Like text, phone calls, and Snake.
Yeah, Snake. Snake.
But like the luxury of having a phone, it's like, I'm getting a phone call.
It was texting. I was like, what's this texting? Oh, I'll just text song lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Those first phones, though, we had to press the button 4 times to get to the D.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I
can actually do it as a kid.
Yeah, just like.
And you check, brilliant, got it.
Back then, we were like,
I do have to do that now with predictive. You have to do that now with predictive.
What's that?
Like, check your texts.
Oh, because
Pretty
is he? Have you had some bad ones? He has got some clangers in our time. At some point where like 4 out of like 20 words, 6 of them have been changed. Like, what's he about?
He grammar Nazis me all the time, but like honestly, he just sets himself up for failure.
Just
He does.
I think we're in
I
an age
purposely
where
checked mine now because you've
typing
caught us
so
out
much.
too many times on
I know.
Facebook, and I was thinking, no, I've got to check now before I message.
Yeah.
It's fine in group. That's fine. It can be forgivable.
Yeah, it's funny, but
you've got a certain level of deciphering skills required. But like, I think if it's going out,
yeah. Well, I was talking to Caroline Robertson.
Where spelt where wrong.
Yeah.
But where.
I made sure I learned that early on. They,
You-
they
you
are.
Is that
you-
because
you
of him
are.
as well?
No, it was before that.
Yeah,
I tried to teach him.
he's as pedantic as me as well sometimes.
Like I was saying, we had Caroline Robertson on from Radio Cumbria.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
I don't do any abbreviations anymore. I don't do you or anything like that. I was full words.
Yeah, I'm like that.
It was got to a point where I was getting really lazy with it, and I was like, am I going to end up being like this? Am I going to start writing like this?
Writing like Ali G.
Yeah.
The B8
The batteries.
No, but it gets to the point now where we're just talking emojis. The whole,
you're right.
say a whole sentence.
Yeah, I feel like
GIFs.
I have to finish whatever I say with an emoji now.
Yeah, you have
Don't
to.
you?
Just
Yeah.
like, you spend longer choosing your emoji than you did writing the
Uh-huh.
message. Like, it's got to be right. It's good. No, not that. I can't think of one.
Having a bad day is feeling. There's a lot of bad days here.
Well, the faces are getting quite advanced now.
Yeah.
It depends what kind of level of attention you want on Facebook, though. Doing the feeling.
Yeah.
What sort of attention
Yeah,
do
but
I want today?
None of you guys are those type of
Depressed.
people who put who put posts like that.
No.
Feeling like "Brr," just for like
I just can't
wait for the
stand it.
attention. Like
Yeah.
don't
Or,
talk to someone about it. Don't just put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like-
I've got this problem, but don't worry. Oh,
Yeah.
Facebook isn't like.
I've
Yeah.
PM'd you, hun.
That's what they're after. It's just like but then like people start asking them what's wrong, and they go, I don't want to talk about
nothing.
it. Why the fuck did you post about it in the first place?
I'm taking a break from Facebook now.
Yeah.
I've got things that no one cares.
48
Nobody
hours
cares.
later.
You want to take a
2 days
break?
later, I'm back
Oh,
now.
yeah. Oh, I couldn't stay away. Went
Oh,
for
they're
a
just like,
shit and now I'm back.
Forget,
Like,
forget that they said that. It never happened.
well, yeah, they go because they can't to the toilet and get their phone out. What's Facebook
Yeah.
saying? Oh, fuck.
But can you remember what did you do before we
I
had
keep
phones?
thinking this. No,
What did we do?
I mean it wasn't even that long ago, man. It
I
was
had
only
to
about 10 years ago when iPhones came out. Probably less than that.
Yeah, but I suppose when phones first came out and you had text and calls, that wasn't too bad.
No,
That
it
didn't
wasn't
really,
like
because you
because
didn't
you
have
couldn't
apps
do
on your phone.
anything.
Yeah.
It was like when the
Still,
iPhone that
like
came out.
if you're knocking about your mates, or when you start old enough to go to the pub, that was still before all that.
Yeah.
So that was still. You must have just talked more. I'm struggling to
My
remember.
my phone used to stay in my pocket.
Yeah.
I used to have
It might go
Nokia
off.
N95, like the little flip phone. I used to love it.
Yeah.
Just because you
Did you ever get that thing like a little dongle that would like not attach to, but it just hang on the phone, and it used to like do a little flashy thing
before you got a call.
Before the
Yes.
call came in, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh,
because
I'm gonna get. How did you know?
in it.
No, well,
Oh,
yeah,
that
it's because
noise.
of that.
Yeah,
That
because
noise.
I used to have it on. You used to see it through your telly and
Yeah,
stuff like that. didn't you?
noise. I remember when a school trip in the late 90s when phones must have been. Someone must have had one, and it was coming through the speakers on the bus.
Someone's phone's gonna ring.
It just kept going off. But like no one knew what it was. No one could figure it out. Like they stopped the bus, so they were like trying to take the panels off the thing. Like, no one knew. It wasn't until about 4 years later when someone had a phone and it was doing it through like a little speaker on the TV. I was going, that's what it was, because I had nightmares after that fucking noise. The whole holiday, I was like, oh my god, make it stop.
And now it's a consideration. As soon as we came in, better turn our phones off then.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that,
would
like,
it pick up
You
on
don't
this?
think twice.
But
Would it pick up on this though?
it has done occasionally.
Sometimes. I don't know if it's a phone or not. Sometimes.
Yeah, we
it's-
can't.
could
It just comes and
anything.
goes occasionally, but generally no, it's not too bad. Well, it's been better since we've upgraded all the equipment. That helped.
Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah, that used to be. We used to obviously just used to communicate better than we
Yeah.
did. But that's part of the reason why I like doing this, because it involves
It's face to
just
face.
this. Like, this is the longest we've ever spoken.
Yeah, definitely. Been to see your band loads.
I know. But we've always like got to go, or we've always got stuff to do,
Aye.
or
It's
you're
always
playing
been
as well.
like
and
That's
it's
it.
like-
Great gig, yeah, great job.
I've got to go get ready. I
you
got
have the same conversations pretty much every time you
I'm
see
loading
them.
out.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
All right, see you next week. Yeah, bye.
It's hard, and I knew that like I knew people like you I got on with, but like this is why I wanted to do this. And I remember, do you remember like my...
Like, we get along as well, don't we?
Kind of. But do you remember when I started this in my kitchen, getting you guys around, and you didn't really understand, what is this? Why are we... What?
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
But initially it was for the band, because I thought it'd be something different.
Oh, that was right, yeah, because we had like a D&M gaming page and everything set up.
Yeah, I was just trying different things.
I was like, Mark, we can barely get together for practice at the best of times. Never mind, it'd be great. Yeah, I remember that.
But this would have been the perfect, because some bands have started to do that now, and celebrities would have their own podcasts and stuff as well. But just having conversations like this, it's like very rare that you do it, isn't it? Without someone's on the phone or...
Well, going back to what did we do before phones, I had a conversation with someone the other day. What did we do before sat navs? Now
that was a hard slog.
Like maps,
print out instructions.
Or off Google Maps on the thing. All the.
I've got to go
turn
to
left,
Island first.
Follow the M6 for 40 miles and turn off at junction 31. You just have to follow it like that. Or before that, a map.
Yeah.
I remember going to Alton Towers with my dad, and he would like drive and say, right, when I was about 13, 14, right, you're going to navigate, you're going to get us there, I'm just going to do whatever you say. I was like, oh my god, got us to Alton instead of Ollerton instead of Alston, where Alton Towers was, but it wasn't too far away. So but that's when I realised that was when I realised I was like,
yeah, we're knackered with
what if you like you got instructions to go to someone's house in the middle of nowhere, like how the stress of like getting lost.
We used to go on holiday in the south of France, and my dad used to drive from Cromlington to some little village in the south of France on maps, and back with stops on the way. We'll go and check this out. How do you know where that is?
I know, it's like now that skill's not required because you just type anything. But
exactly.
Oh, there's traffic here, so you want to go this way. All right, fine, thanks.
I found a faster route for you.
Yeah, my first couple of years in having a car, I had the big AA road map, and you're like, right, and then, they brought a new edition out, I better get that one, and then, after a few years, it's gone damp and it's in the back of the car. I don't need it anymore, I just threw it out. But,
I'm glad for the smartphone version as well, because we used to have a TomTom.
Yeah, sat-navs are gone. Sat-navs gone, because
when you, they never changed the
car
roads.
or your phone.
That's it. But they never updated, I never done the updates. Yeah. So you'd be driving down the A1 and be like, I'm not in the field.
Yeah, things are in the field now. What's going on?
I can't turn left. If I turn left, I die.
Oh my god, we're in the river.
Make a U-turn.
You're the boss.
Then there was the fad of like getting the celebrity voices for your sat nav.
Oh yeah, the Yoda one was ace.
Is like for 5 minutes though. You're like, God, turn this off. But yeah,
I even tried the Australian one on my phone. I was like, this has got to go. This has got to go.
There's like Gordon Ramsay ones or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I could probably have the Ramsay one. Like,
turn left, sucker.
It must be impersonators.
It could be. Yeah. It's the equivalent of like them getting like cover bands to in supermarkets where they get bands to cover famous songs rather than actually
Morgan
paying
Freeman one would be good. Like,
oh yeah, that'd be really relaxing.
Yeah,
you've totally fucked up.
You've made a wrong turn. You've made a wrong turn, but don't worry about it. Just turn off at the next one. Go back. Okay, Morgan. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for that.
Stress free. Where you get someone like Gordon Ramsay. What the fuck have you done?
Well, can you imagine Gordon Ramsay actually sitting through all of that to do the voiceover? You've got to be kidding, right?
Yeah,
we need you to say left 100 times.
Did you not see the thing he done with Gino?
Can you go up at the end this time? Left.
Did you see the thing he done with Gino when they went on this holiday thing in a camper van?
I saw a bit of it.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Like Gino just Gino just winds him up, and like Gordon's just he's gone. Like
I love Gino.
I mean, Gino gets up at this hill, catches the bottom of the bus, dead in the centre, and just gets out and walks away. Like, it's okay, we just leave it.
That's Italian. That's Italian.
Yeah. I think we were about 5 miles from where they needed the base. We'll just leave it. Gordon's like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
I love the way he pronounces his words. He changes English words as well. Like he doesn't like
he does that on purpose.
What was the one where he's like, not toad in the hole? He's like, no, it's sausage in the hole. It sounds better.
Sausage in the hole. You take the sheets.
One sheet. But yeah, I love stuff like that. But we are very reliant on technology now. Like I don't think we quite like when you have a power cut.
Well, I do think we realise it. Like
a lot of people don't. I realise it when we have a power cut, and I think of something to do. I need power for that. I need power for that. What do I do? What can I do?
You haven't got a charger.
Yeah, I think you surrendered to it, really, aren't you? I do personally quite know how much technology, influences our life, but it's just like, well.
Whereas a band as well, you kind of need a lot of this stuff now for the band. Even things like Facebook, you need it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is true. But the other side of the scale, have you seen these in like Los Angeles? They've got like a lane down a pavement for people who are on their phones.
Really?
Yeah. Because people walking into each other who aren't watching where they're going because they're on the phone.
Is it like one way?
Like a cyclist's path, but on the pavement.
Wow.
Yeah, one way, I think.
I believe
if
it.
you go in there and you're not on your phone, you get a fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a bus lane.
How would they know they're on their phone?
Yeah.
Exactly. I've bumped into people who've been on their phone. It's just like
I've
people have been knocked over.
I've been the bumpy.
Stupid.
You've what?
I've been the bumpy. Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Totally looking at my phone.
Well, that Pokemon Go thing came out. People
that was
stopping
nuts.
their things on the bloody dual carriageway.
People are like running across. There's like dash cam footage, like people
Pokemon
slamming their brakes up. There's a guy going, trying to catch
You're
a chicken or
53
something.
years old. You don't need Pikachu.
But that came and went, didn't it?
That
was all over the news then. Just gone. That's the
I downloaded it and was like, oh. Nah.
Because you have to leave the house to do it.
Well, I look for hacks. I was like,
that was their saving grace, the fact that it got people out and about.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the night, walking in
but
stuff.
I think it was also it was also the nail in the coffin, though, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was looking for
kids
hacks.
out late at night as well.
They
like
should have had a thing on like
You were looking for
a dual
what?
carriageway. You don't put things on a dual carriageway.
No.
Hacks.
Oh,
so,
right.
If you've got a ceiling fan, if you need to cover 5 miles in one day, I could just strap my phone onto that.
It's like cheating at your Fitbit.
Boom! I've got an egg.
I've had that thought. I know. I'll put my Fitbit on my dog. 20,000 steps.
That's it. Right.
It doesn't work
All right. Okay.
because the dog goes.
That's it. Showing off.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like they brought out the rebranded the Nokia 3310. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
To make it a bit more, pretty much the same, but it just looked better.
Well, I bet the battery lasts a fucking
Yeah,
year.
a month. Because now it's like barely a day. Like
Has it still got
the day.
Snake?
Yeah. They've revamped all the games and they're obviously full colour screens, but it's just like they were sold really well. Obviously, old people, it's the perfect phone for them because it's just text.
So you'd get someone like our age going, oh, I've got to have that phone, but they'd have the iPhone as well.
As well, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
I've got to have that, but I've got to have my iPhone as well.
Yeah.
Have the iPhone with the 8310 app. Interface.
There's an app for everything now, isn't there?
Yeah. See this snake
On my 3310 on my iPhone.
Yeah. that weird baby blue one, that sort of off. That duck egg blue. Yeah, that's the one I had.
Do you both spend a lot of time in your apps? Because I know iPhones tell you how much screen time you've used.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I spend quite
scary.
a lot of time on my phone. Like
I'm less than I used to be because sometimes I make sure I don't use my phone. Like a lot of time, if I take the dogs out, I don't take my phone. Whereas because those times when I'm stood there on my phone with the dogs, I'm like, I'm here for the dogs, not my phone. I can do that when I get back. There's nothing really important that I really need to
just
do.
tracking your
when I'm
Fitbit
making my
stats.
dinner. I went and made dinner before and it was kind of dying. I was like, I have to have charger upstairs.
But then
Shall I leave it?
but then we'll be separated.
Well, yeah. What if it rings?
What if it needs me?
What if there's a notification on Facebook? Like, what will I do?
Oh, that's the other thing. I've started putting it on silent when I get home.
Because
a lot of the notifications are not important.
Well, these love to talk loads in the chat, and I go like a
Mute.
bed about.
It's because he goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I do.
That's because he's wise.
I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so I just like flick it up, put that little moon on, just no notifications. Wake up, 50 new notifications.
Oh, mate, that's
catch up in the morning.
No,
That's
but
kinda
they're all like
Yeah.
band chat, and I'm like, oh, that's 50 messages I've got to get through now.
We were the same, but I just try to like, if it's not something that's we're dealing with like needs to be done right now, then I can wait till the morning.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's
I'll
like
deal
just
with it
trying
when
to
I
train
can.
yourself to get. Otherwise, if you find yourself just scrolling and you think, what am I doing? I'm just wasting time here.
Very conscious of that. Just like
going through Facebook and just.
I've seen that
flicking.
post.
Yeah,
I've seen that one, and I'm just like, fucking
It's
go
wh-
make a cup of tea. Or
I'm not doing anything
Then it'll
useful
start
here.
showing you something from like 5 days ago, and you're like,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
definitely seen that 5 days.
Yeah, it does that
Why
sometimes.
is it doing that? It's because you scrolled through that many times already. It has to go
Sometimes it
back.
does. Sometimes it does do that. I think, but why do I care?
Yeah.
There's not really that much important that goes on it anymore.
It's very impressive though, Facebook. Very, very impressive. And I'd be interested to see how long it lasts. I wonder if it'd ever be in the zone of MySpace. Do you remember MySpace? Oh, fucking hell, yeah, MySpace. Jeez, yeah. Facebook, how long's it been going? It's got to be like
10,
12
11,
years.
12.
2007 was its breakout year.
Yeah, I mean,
But the only thing with MySpace was it did have a lot of flaws even before something better came along. Like, it was slow. You know, when people used to put all the plugins on it, it was slow and it wasn't the best. Facebook was just something better. So unless you could come up with something better, but you've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, you've got all the other variations of it. I don't know if it'll ever be replaced. Like, and you've got over 1 billion people on it now. It's not like it's...
I know. Well, this is it. It's like, It's
like, what was it, like 17% of the planet's on Facebook?
Jesus.
1.2 billion or 1.5 billion people?
It's probably the word that's used more than
phenomenon.
okay and Coke. They are the two words that everyone
It's a
knows
phenomenon,
what
is what
they're
it
saying.
is.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
But
it's a scourge at the same time. You hate yourself. You're like, yeah, I use Facebook, but then at the same time, like, oh my god, I use Facebook.
I waste my time on Facebook. But there is a lot of self-discipline about it, though. You can use it in the right way, like for band stuff.
Well, this is it. I mean, I don't feel as guilty or as bad for the amount of time I spend on Facebook. I mean, I might just be justifying it to myself, but the fact that I'm in 2 bands and it just justifies my screen time.
I mean, there's like keep in touch with people that you don't see anymore, or friends, family. That's all great. It's just like the scrolling just
I just started hiding the nonsense. You know, if you just post nonsense all the time, like, I'll just hide it.
Do you know, you see some people people quit Facebook because I can't be
that's
with all the bullshit. I'm like, but
you
created your own Facebook.
Your timeline of bullshit is right there.
Yeah,
for
but like you were
everybody to
saying,
see.
you can I don't want to hear from that person. Just mute them.
Yeah.
And that won't come up anymore.
Well,
Or delete people who you don't give a shit about anymore.
Yeah.
Then you have your own people who you care.
Have a good friend call.
Or pages that you've liked. I've started doing that now loads. Unlike why I don't even remember.
Has anyone else been getting this thing? Like, I'm scrolling through and something will come up from a page and I'm like, there's no fucking way I like that page.
Yeah. There's been a lot of that. Either it's
I've
sponsored or there's something going on where I've had that.
Yeah,
definitely.
well, I've actually went on the page and it looks like I've liked it. The blue thumbs there. I'm like, I definitely didn't like that.
Sometimes it's when you authorize an app, or you know the option to log in using Facebook rather than have to type stuff in. That sometimes does it. When you click OK, that's kind of what you're agreeing to.
Does me
that's how they get you. But there's just too much. That's why I had like almost 5,000, which is the maximum, and I'm down to like few hundred. Yeah, because just like.
You didn't need that many.
Too many people. It's
yeah,
just
I
like
think
I kind of use it for personal. Like we've got the Lord's fan page. I've got my own fan page. So if you want to find out what I'm doing,
that's why I did mine. That's why I split out the two, because it was like family where I put pictures of my dogs and days out with friends. Like I just want my close friends and family to see that, and then everyone else just go to the other one. Everything else that I do will be there. Everything things that you know me for will be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
To me, like I've only ever had one Facebook page, and it's predominantly been about the bands, Very rare I share something personal, or I got a splinter or something. It's always to do with the bands or something, worth sharing.
Yeah.
I do remember we were encouraged at one point to get our own, individual pages when we were in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be asked for 2 pages.
I know.
Like my life's content is on this one. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to nurture that one, if anything.
And I agreed
I'm
at the time.
I'm not going to, swap over and piss ass about with 2 Facebook profiles. That's just going to double my problems, 2 to manage, because if you are in
they have streamlined the process now, so it is a lot easier to switch between the two.
Yeah,
I've got it down to a T now. But because
does it just come up on like Pages Manager then?
Yeah, you can just flick a button and swap the profiles. But it was also because like your close friends and family get sick of you posting about your band all the time.
Tough shit.
So I've just separated the two, and it's much easier.
Yeah,
like we were saying, they can mute me.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's one way of looking at it, yeah.
But again, I think you've got to be strategic about what you post and how you post it.
Definitely.
Because I could post something every day, like, oh, go see my band, go watch this, but if I've got something new to say, or something fresh, or like, then that's really what I use it for.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't overdo it.
No.
But I can measure myself against a few other culprits on Facebook, and I know I'm fine. Totally fine.
It's just got to be done in the right way, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Facebook pages have changed a lot over the years for artists.
I can remember being able, when I had my first band, we uploaded our entire album.
You can't do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you used to be able to upload music and have individual tracks on your profile.
You have the album artwork, all that, just a separate. Like it's like you've got your events and your section.
It was a bit like a built-in SoundCloud, wasn't it? That kind of thing. Awesome. You used to be able to do that when it first started, but then they got rid of that, and then they brought in boosted posts, and as soon as they did that, it all changed.
That's don't now let me do it for some reason. Facebook don't let me do it for some reason.
Have you authorised your page? Have you got a blue tick?
Oh no, I haven't got a blue tick.
Do that. If you do that, it'll sort all your problems.
Let you boost a post.
I've never been able to boost any post, and I used to have to do it in Rusted Hero because I wasn't allowed.
Just verify your page, and it'll sort out all your problems.
I'm sure I've maybe boosted a post.
You need to verify a page and get a blue tick.
One of you'll have to put your name in, send a photocopy of your passport, I think your driving license, I think it was, and then wait a couple of days, maybe it's a week, and then you'll it's been verified.
So what do you think then the verification brings to Joe Public? Like, oh, this is bad. Oh my God, they got the blue tick. Wow, like.
Depends. It depends on what level you're at, because it depends how if you're in a large pool of other bands, similar bands, it shows that you are the band, the official band, for a start. Yeah. But it also shows that you're actually.
And because there is another Lords of Ruin out there, remember?
Yeah,
there is.
I just looked on Spotify. There's another Lords of Ruin, but they're not active though.
No, they looks like they disbanded in 2016, but. Nice blue tick next to it.
All right, mate. You know. So my job then. All right, I'll get on it, mate.
I don't know about Spotify. Spotify's pretty easy as well. Spotify now, I don't know if you know, they've brought out a lot of tools for the artists. There's a Spotify for Artists app.
All right. No, I didn't.
I've got it on my phone right next to my Spotify, so you can check all your stats. See where you've been getting downloads, how many streams, and all that sort of stuff. And you can update your bio through the app. Or cool. you can do it online as well. But
did you hear that Facebook are going to be changing their templates and descriptions? So I was trying to do something, and it gives you about that much space, and our blurb was that much. And there's been a few posts on Facebook going, "Oh, watch out! Everyone, templates are going to change. They're going to be charging for them." Have you heard anything about?
Charging to write a description about the page that you.
It's just another way of monetizing. I can totally believe it. I can totally believe
they'll do that. Because no one would do it.
Well, they say that about boosted posts, and it went and did
it.
I know,
you know, it's money, isn't it? So, but I have struggled to sort of do some of the more administrative things on the Facebook page, because it's like, it's too long, but it's already in there. But I think because I've gone to edit it, it's
opened up that thing. Yeah,
and it's like, well, it's got to be smaller.
But in a way, there's nothing wrong with a short description. Get to the point.
Yeah, but I mean, a band wants to sort of, get across a few little important pieces.
I've seen what some bands do, where they include a lot of their information in their cover photo, or they pin a post to the top of their page saying, "This is who we are. This is what we do." So it's always at the top when you go to their page, sort of thing.
Yeah,
ways around it.
There's tactics, isn't there? Yeah. You're always learning, I think, with Facebook.
Who does most of your social media? Is Lords of Ruin?
Just we all have a bash, really.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're like, who's posted this?
Yes, exactly. You just found that out. Who's posted that photo today? Sean.
It's a good photo, though.
It's a great photo. Class. I think that means that someone's volunteering themselves to deal with Instagram.
You need stuff like that. Instagram's good.
Yeah.
Instagram's definitely for the podcast. Well, we don't have the podcast on Instagram. It's just me, but that's where I get by far the most interaction.
Is it?
Yeah.
I prefer Facebook because it's the only social media I've ever really used. I've dabbled in Instagram, but I just need to take more photos, really.
It's all about. I prefer looking at photos and reading a little description.
How many pictures of my drum kit do people want to see?
I want to see lots.
Yeah, okay.
I like lots.
All right, then I'll
more cowbell.
More cowbell.
With filters on. I want filters.
Filters. Clarendon, the winner. That is like.
But you recently upgraded your kit.
I did. Yes, I'm very, very
sexy.
Excited. Yeah, very happy with it. I think, what is it? My third kit. It's my second blue kit.
So there'll be lots of drummers listening. So what have you gone from and to?
I have gone from a Tama Imperial Star, which is just sort of intermediate kit, to more of a intermediate pro kit. It's all maple, absolutely gorgeous. Tama Hyperdrive Duo. Not many people know what the Duo is.
No.
So you got the 12 tom, the 14 tom floor tom, and the 16 floor tom, but the 14 floor tom is also a snare drum. You can turn the snares on and off.
Right.
So it's a bit gimmicky, but I wanted it just so I had 2 floor toms, but not a 16 floor tom and then an 18 floor tom, because
Right.
there's just not the room to carry it in my little car.
Yeah.
So I've actually taken the snares completely off it, but it's
I've never heard of it. Has that always been a thing?
it's quite a new thing.
Ah, right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think it's just a bit
A
of
snare, as in, so when you go to the side, you've got a snare and your tom at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, you could use it as your main snare or your secondary snare. It depends where you know, because I've got it in that configuration, you turn the snares off, because if you're going to do like a roll, you do ka 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 do do.
You could add a snare back
yeah,
in.
it makes for interesting phrasing,
back.
but you could either have it as a secondary snare wherever you want your secondary snare,
Right.
or your main snare. But I don't particularly like the sound of it,
Right.
because the heads that I've got on it are more geared towards being a tom.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't really lend itself well to being a snare at the moment. But it gives you real low, deep, vintage, fat snare sound.
What about cymbals? Have you upgraded any cymbals?
No, but they really need to be upgraded, because I've had one doctored, sent off to Benjamin Camp at Cymbal Magic, and
No cracking it.
yeah. Well, I had 3 cracks in it, so he sort of cut a circle out on the body of the cymbal and sort of scalloped a few little cracks out. But remember when I had to get my other one replaced?
Yeah.
It's quite expensive to replace the cymbal, so it makes total sense to go and get
Of
it
course.
repaired.
Of course.
And I actually quite like the cymbal that I've got repaired. It's a bit faster. It's got faster decay, quicker attack. But yeah, my cymbals need upgrading.
Apart from your China.
Apart from my China,
I love your China.
Yeah, well, you see, I bought a 14 Stag China off of Robson from Beachmaster, because he's like, I hate Chinas. I'm like, oh, okay, brilliant. I'll buy that off you. And I actually prefer the sound of that £60 Stag China than I do to the £240 18 or 19-inch Holy China. Yeah. So I'm sort of debating whether or not.
It's all about sound at the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
It sounds great on Destruction Complete.
Well, it does sound great. It does sound great, but I like a, I'm more looking at sort of practical ways of minimising the kit, because although I've still got like,
but not losing too much.
5-6 cymbals and hi hat, double pedal.
Yeah.
I'm down to 2 toms. I'm sort of mix. If we do a headline show, I'll maybe take out 3 toms with me. But the Hyperdrive Duo as well has also got shorter toms. I've got a 20-inch bass drum rather than a 22-inch bass drum. So just trimming the fat here and there.
Yeah.
But having smaller, lighter cymbals.
All those things add up and make a difference, don't they?
Yeah, because it's an absolute bastard carrying a drum kit around. And if you're in 2 bands and you're gonna be all over the place.
A lot of transport.
It
You need it to be as quick and as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Are you getting to play as much as you would like?
Yeah.
Because
I'm not bored.
I know you're in 2 bands now, I suppose, but when you were with us, a problem was getting to practice outside of the band. Like you could only practice when we practice. Like you struggle to get time or somewhere to set up your drums.
Oh, for my own practice.
For your own sort of
I'm with you.
development.
I'm actually practicing more than I ever have.
That's good.
Because where I'm practicing with Brock and Spectre, because they own a shop, I can have my kit set up there.
Brilliant.
And so when I come and do practice with Law, I'll just take my breakables. The kit is still, the main body of the shell of the kit's still there, because where we practice in Newcastle, we go to a proper recording like rehearsal studio. So most of the stands are there, all the drums, the seat. I've only got to bring a handful of things really. And when I go back to my kit, everything's in the same place. And again with the group, I just do a live stream of my own practice.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a device to upload all of my practice on. I can review that that way. Good. So I've actually been practicing a lot more.
Because I felt a bit sorry for you in Dynamo, because I felt it held you back a bit. The lack of being able to develop. There's only so much you could do whilst in between what we did. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've only ever really practiced when it's like, right, it's band, let's practice.
Yeah.
We're here for practice. I'm not particularly practiced or rehearsed drummer on my own.
It would feel better for you going to a rehearsal going, right, I've done my own sort of thing.
Yeah,
now I'm ready
absolutely.
To do
And
this,
it's made a big difference, and I've been able to focus on that a lot more with Law. Especially going into recording and stuff like that. But yeah, it's made such a difference, and I do wonder how good I could have been, between when I first started playing drums and now, whether or not, I would be technically more proficient. in area, which I definitely would be if
you're going to be in another 5 years. That's how it is.
100%. Sorry.
That's how good you're going to be in another 5 years with all your extra practice.
Oh yeah.
Don't beat yourself up too much, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, there's certainly that. Most of my bands, well, all of my bands, it's just been practice when I'm practice.
Yeah.
So I know it's held me back in certain respects, but 18 years. 18 years down the line playing drums in full-time bands, it can't have been that bad. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's just regular volume practicing. In all the bands I've ever been in, it's once a week if possible. There's been a few occasions where I have been able to sort of get the kit out myself, but when I do have the time, it's just like, well, this is going to be the third or fourth time this week I'm going to have to set that up.
Yeah.
Set it back down, go to practice, back up, back down, another practice, and it's just, becomes like a bit of a ball ache all night.
That's the last thing you want it to become, isn't it?
Yeah. So, absolutely. I've been practicing a lot more, and it's been really good. And actually, it's been really frustrating because practicing on your own sounds shit.
well, it's just being able to get, if it's something you particularly want to work on.
The trap you find is like, gonna play drums, just gonna play all the stuff I'm good at and like. Oh yeah.
That's
and
what I do when I pick up a guitar.
Oh, no, actually, I really need to do.
Or have lessons with someone who's going to push you to.
I think if you're objective enough, you can find the material out there.
That's true. That is true. Same with guitar as well.
Yeah, if you're beginning, there's a lot of ground to catch up on. I know where I'm weak. I know where I'm strong.
Yeah.
So I can find the relevant stuff to. That I need to brush up on.
I always had a big learning curve with you because you always took longer than I wanted to nail something. But I always remembered that you just, once he gets the groove, just let him do it. Then he'll do everything else that you wanted to do. I was expecting too much of you too quickly. It's like, well, I've showed you it. I was like, then I was just like, let him play, let him get it.
Didn't we do that at last practice? I'm like, right, well, let's practice it as much for my own sake as just being rehearsed as a band. Right? Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. We've done it right once
out of 4,
and everyone's like, let's crack on with the song. I was like, well, should we just rinse through it a couple more times just so it's
that is a
because it's easy just to gloss over things. Yeah, nailed it. Carry on
in rehearsal,
and then gig day you're like, oh shit.
You should be focusing on things that you're worse at than just going over stuff that's fun. But there's a borderline of it becoming a bit of a chore, but sometimes you've got to do it.
Because something I've pushed a little bit more with both bands, and they might love it or hate it, I don't know, which we didn't do so much, is click track. Practicing with a click track, and it's
we always did it before recording. But we could have done it more just in general.
But cramming like that, I find before recording, the recordings sound great, by the way. There's that added pressure, like, this is how we did it, only a couple of weeks ago to a click. And I think, if you just introduce it every now and again, what we've been doing recently is we'll do one set of practice with the click, and then we'll just leave it out. Or if there's a particularly difficult song, if there's a tempo change or if there's a weird bit in it, we'll just let's sack the click off for this one because it's just gonna waste time. We know the song.
And we were only really doing it because the songs were new to us as well. But if you do it fairly regularly, it stops you going, well, obviously it keeps you on time, but it stops you rushing.
Well, that's it.
If you get used to playing to a click. How many times?
Fast, haven't we?
Yeah, how many times have we? Remember our first ever gig? We were supposed to be playing for half an hour. We did it in 17 minutes.
and that's it. It's discipline. It's discipline and muscle memory with a click. Like when
with the video.
Plus, getting more relaxed.
Amazing. We had no audio playback or any.
Oh, did you not?
Any amps. All we had was he was like, "Have you got a click?" I was like, "Aye." He was trying to sort his headphones out. He was like, "Nah, it's not going to work." Wait, I'm ready. And the whole thing just was...
Wow, that's good.
I mean, good video editing.
Well,
as well,
you can sync it.
There's going to be,
but there's only so much you can do if it was really bad. There's only so much you can
tell
do.
a lot where, if it's been over synced, you can tell. And you just can't.
I didn't pick up on that at all. That's really good.
It's like, Jesus, it's a machine.
Yeah, no, and that's just thank you. That's discipline with the click. Is knowing this song is 120 BPM. And just going from.
And I remember some things we used to do, like you and Martin, just go through a song together, just the two of you.
Yeah.
no other cues, no vocal cues, no lead licks or anything like. Just see if you can get through.
We do that kind of inadvertently quite a lot because we don't necessarily rely on everyone being at practice.
No.
One person can or can't be there, and although it's absolute ball ache at times, when you're all back together, you're like, wow, we know the material.
Yeah, exactly.
It works. It's like
But
resistance training.
We also used to sometimes. I would stop singing, or I would stop playing guitar, or I would tell Kev to stop, and it was like because that might happen in a gig.
Well,
you don't want
I've
to
missed
put
the
you
last
off.
2 practices now, haven't I? So it's just been you guys.
Well, there you go. It just all helps you to learn the songs inside and out,
Mhm.
which is never a bad thing, is it?
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what the dynamic is now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what I can't.
When's
wait for
Kev's first gig?
On the 13th of September. He's playing the Clooney with us with Bigfoot.
Nice.
And the farewell
oh,
tour.
Bigfoot are awesome.
Oh, they are. Well, they gave us our first ever gig as well. Well, it was Raz who gave us it, Raz White. But yeah, it was with them. And Tomorrow's Lost. And it was a bloody good night. Wasn't it?
It was. It was.
It was a really good night.
So as far as like lyrics go, is it something you enjoy doing? Like writing as well?
Yeah, I love writing, and you know, they're not always particularly about me, the songs or anything like that. Sometimes I can just come up with a line, and you know, kind of base a story around it of sorts, and you know, I just write a story around a line, or sometimes I'll hear a riff and something will pop in my head, or whatever. Yeah, you know, just. But yeah, I love writing. I've always loved writing. I think I done my first song when I was about 17.
Right.
I still play it now.
And you do a really good job of songwriting, because like I've always thought, it would be really nice to write a song, and the drummer saying that, hey! But like
I didn't say that. You can write a song if you want.
I know, yeah,
He's fairly good at guitar as well.
I know.
But you know the vocals, what you're gonna say, how you're gonna say it. Like I admire both of you for having done that. It's like God, I'd be just. Too many syllables,
though, but you'll know that like you overanalyze everything sometimes, don't you? And just say, I don't like that word.
It's difficult to know it's done as well.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I've rewritten a song 3 times before I show it to them. You know what I mean?
We're playing one, and I love it. I've always loved it, and I just think, oh man. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really love that melody, and then other times I'm like, I really don't like that melody.
Burn them all.
And sometimes it's a hard one to sing, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it. So, if I've got a bad night, I'm like, hate that melody. Don't like that at all. If I have a good night, I'm like, oh, do you know that? No, Liz, that really works. That works. But no, yeah.
Do you do any warm-ups before gigs?
Yeah, I used to go to a vocal coach called Anna Lee, and she done like the speech level singing. So she made us before I left. She made us a CD of warm-ups I can do, which I can do in the car, which helps loads. And I do them in practice sometimes. You know, I'm always doing that.
Whatever helps, isn't it?
It is.
Well, we're going to be. I'm going to be venturing into the.
Yeah, Steve's going to do, because Stu always done the backing vocals. Glassback done all the backing vocals. So we're going to get Lord Steve-O and Lord Liam to have a little bash of that.
We'll see.
Well, it'll add texture to the songs.
Definitely. It needs it. It's a 5-piece band. Do you know what I mean? Like Dox is a great
some
singer.
songs where you've gone. It's like Save Yourself.
Yeah.
That was never meant to have.
I listen back to that now and I'm like, there's a call and response in there that we totally missed.
But even that,
was
never meant. That was your idea. I never even thought of that. And then until we tried it, I was like, nah, it doesn't need it. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, that works.
Yeah.
And then I ever since then, I've been all for harmonies. I was
I love,
especially choruses. Layer them up.
Yeah.
And I think we need that in the sort of.
In Walk the Line, we need some.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely and even in From the Cold, some of the ones in there we'll need.
Do you ever thought about doubling your vocals up on it?
I use a vocal effects unit.
Because I know you do sometimes quite a lot of held notes.
Yeah.
Which would like.
Well, in From the Cold had like 4 melodies over 8 points, didn't it?
I'm trying to think. Like, is it not 9 Inch Nails?
That super high one, and Rich was like,
Lane Staley. Lane Staley. I've totally forgotten the name of the band. Lane Staley. Stunt Up. No, it's Stunt Up.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, Alice in Chains. Yeah.
Right.
A lot of their vocals are like, that's part of their trademark, is their vocals are doubled up and they've got melodies in them, but no one really notices because they're all like that. You know what I mean? But it's become part of their sound. And when you listen to the without them, it's like, Sounds awful.
Yeah. I think in From the Cold we've got an octave thing going on, like the main melody, and then I had to go an octave higher, and then we've got an actual harmony underneath it. So I love the sound of that. Like, it sounds really good. But that was like the more Miles Kennedy thing coming out. Trying to get it.
Yeah.
Let's go
high as
Oh.
possible.
So are you protective about your lyrics, or would you mind if one of the guys said, well, what if you change that for this? Or
No,
I've got an idea.
Like I say, sometimes I'm it's words. I'm not really good with. How mate?
Just a drummer wrecking the joint.
Sure he is. It's not a drumstick.
That has just blown people's ears out at home. People are crashing their car. What the fuck was that? Jesus. We're gonna have to do some post
I don't
editing
even
now.
know what the bloody question was.
Twist the whole thing round.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't wanna,
the opposite
snap
way
your
to
wire.
what you did.
Yeah, but
before.
that's just loosened it, and that's what happened.
Bloody drummers.
Is it not on the
What are you doing?
Yeah.
There.
Bloody drummers.
I quit the band.
This conversation is over.
Yeah, suckers.
That's a different
But you
story.
wouldn't mind if the other guys had ideas.
No. I welcome ideas. But I've even put some guitar ideas, and the guitarist doesn't seem to mind. And well, I think we can all in the band play guitar, anyways.
Yeah.
So we're all capable of writing everything and anything. But I'll always have a stab at the lyrics first. I think unless someone's if someone's written something at home and they've already written it, I'm more than happy to go. Yeah. Let's have a bash.
But you have the final say because you have to sing it. So.
Well, yeah, but I would.
But in
just have
terms
to
of, I know what you
change
mean
the
about
bits
if
for
people
my
have
voice.
ideas that you might not have thought of. You go, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Same with music though, with the
It's
writing
like
of it.
any part of the writing process,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like, oh, I like what you're doing there, but have you tried that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
great idea,
Well,
Steve.
that's why I used to use like Stu for a lot. There used to be songs that I just couldn't get me head. Some of the stuff he was writing, I've never had to write over that before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Where do I fit in? Where do
yeah,
the vocals?
what was that? What am I supposed? What's my part? What's my
What am I
part?
meant to do with that? Sounds great.
And
but
then he
Yeah.
would just come out with something straight away, be like, yeah. I would either use that straight away or give us something to work with. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, right, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
It's like I always used to have ideas for the solo. So Kev would come up with a solo, and I'd go, well, keep that bit. And when you get to that bit, go up a bit, and we just keep going around. I was producing through his
poor
solo.
old Kev, when we used to do like pre-production, it's like, that's great, but can you go dilly dilly dilly?
Well, we have these ridiculous ideas, but he can always do it. He can always do it.
You mean like this?
He goes, yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
But
I can't wait.
He just keeps going. Like I've got an idea. I've heard something, but he's not quite played it around. So I go up at the end. Like, can you double that up? And can you play it like an octave higher? Can you add another note in there? And he's just doing it. He's just like, yeah, that's it, perfect.
And we were all like, that sounds great. And Kev's like, well, that's not what I would have written.
No, he was. He's a team player, as Kev.
But he's going to have a bit of free reign in some of the solos.
Yeah.
that he's doing now.
And my advice would be just let him.
Well,
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
he has ideas, inside ideas.
Well, he should
Kev.
be. You have to make your own mark.
He's at that
and
level.
We're not established enough to say
That it's
that
gonna-
is the
yeah.
solo. We've got one song.
I
out
mean,
and
you
that-
can hear his previous work, so you can
Well, yeah.
you can know what he can do. So
Yeah.
it's just very good acquisition.
I'm an Ibanez man, so I always used to stand at his side anyway.
Yeah.
What's that? What's he doing? What's he doing now?
But he's lots of different techniques as well,
Yeah.
different styles, which always you never know when a song.
He makes it
someone
look
come in.
effortless.
I know,
as well,
he's a bastard, isn't he?
Yeah. How?
So what gigs have you got coming up?
Well, we've got a number of them. So what are we in now? September. So we've got the
This is coming out tomorrow, by the way. First thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, right.
Oh, cool.
September 13th, the Clooney, with
Newcastle.
Newcastle with
Newcastle.
Bigfoot on their farewell
Yeah.
tour. These aren't in particular any order.
They should be, but they're not.
bit of post production.
Then we're going to December.
No, then what else?
Rockmantic, we've got
Yeah.
the final Rockmantic 2020.
Finale.
February next
you
year.
coming to that?
I am coming to that.
love
I,
Rockmantic.
also the Michael Lawless one in December. You
Yes.
into that?
Yeah.
What
I've
a
got
great
tickets.
idea that is as well.
Yeah, I got tickets. You come in?
What's that?
Michael Lawless, Fuck You, Mosh Cancer.
Oh yes, I will be.
Bastards.
Everyone's playing like
Definitely.
punk pop covers.
Nice.
Fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's going to be a banging night.
Definitely going to
And then really we're into next year. So we've got SOS,
Yeah.
SOS
12th of
West.
July, Rockwitch, 30th of August, and Rock Force, 2nd of May. I'm sure there's probably another one in there that we've forgotten or something.
Yeah. And there's still some more to be announced that we can't announce yet as well. So.
Super secret.
Lots in the pipeline.
Lots in the pipeline.
But the video, I recommend people go and check out the video for In From the Cold because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thank you
I
very
like
much.
the song, but then the video just puts it on another level.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's
we're
really well done as well. Really well
we
done.
were happy with that as well. It's different to the, and I'm not against it at all, but we kind of wanted to go with a proper storyline.
Yeah, I like that
Instead of,
aspect of it. Just a performance video.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I didn't
Yeah.
want to just go for the performance video side of it, but yeah, we really, really like the story that we got out of it as well. We were worried that we can follow it because we know what's going on, but when people
you pulled it off.
watched it,
there's enough scenes in it at the beginning that make you watch because you want to know what's going on.
Yeah,
so it follows a narrative, which it works.
Yeah,
it's well edited as well.
Yeah,
those bits in with the performance.
The guys did do really well.
How long did it take after you've wrapped up?
I can't remember.
It wasn't really that long, was it? It was a couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks.
It was.
But then we were having to bounce. We were finding little bits like my
at
hand moved there and it didn't.
At 6.0111 Liam's doing a little smirk.
I don't like my eyes.
Yeah.
Cut that bit out.
But there was lots of that,
Yeah, you've got to get it the way
the guys
what
did
you want it.
really well, and shout out to Rich Truebridge as well.
True
Studios, who recorded the single.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, that was a one day job as well. We paid the price for 2 singles. We were well aware we weren't going to use that for 2 singles. We just a day in the studio.
What did you actually do then while you were there? The full you didn't everything get recorded there?
Just drums and vocals.
Because
drums is the one. Because when we first started, you weren't on anything, were you? Our first demos and stuff.
And
we're like going on radio stations, and he's going, "So is this you on the drums?" He's like, "No."
My first
felt
band's
so bad
album's
for
got
him.
no real drums. It was all programmed drums.
Hey, Annihilator, all the drums are digital.
Really?
Annihilator, he's never let any of his drummers record on the albums.
All right.
But there you go. But
isn't he moved over to Durham?
Yeah, he lives in Durham.
Good.
Jeff Waters lives in Durham. I thought it was
your
a hoax.
lookalike.
Is that,
yeah,
that's who Stu was on about.
Yeah.
Aye.
You'll have to get yourself along.
I'll have to get him on here.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was a hoax at first. I was like, moving over to Durham. I was like,
from
why?
Canada.
Canada. Hey. Yeah. So you got all those gigs coming up.
Yeah.
When is it likely? Do you think you would do an EP early next year? Summer next year?
Yeah, it's
because you only need to get like 4 songs to a decent level, like the level of In From the Cold. That's one song done, so it's only 3 songs left.
Well, it is, but we kind of want it as the new band.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got the set that we're going out with at the moment. We thank Stu loads for for doing all the writing and stuff for that.
But if this is the new lineup, then we're going forward. It needs to be something that represents this lineup.
Everybody's happy to play as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's had an input.
Yeah,
and everyone knows what they're doing. So I don't think it'll take long. But
you just need some songwriting sessions. Just bash them out.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, up to now, it's just getting up to speed. I mean, I know we haven't really mentioned much about Liam, but Liam's also a new addition to the band.
Yeah, it's another change.
Well. Yeah. He's done absolutely fantastic. And so, it'd be nice to sort of get a single out as
this lineup.
This is what we are now.
Yeah.
Maybe EP, maybe an album, don't know. But,
I know what you mean.
It'd be almost pointless going straight to an album.
It would be. This has kind of set you back, but it'll be good that it's done this. Because you kind of have to restart. You need something new with this lineup, but that can only be a good thing, I think, with the lineup that you've got.
Well, we had to release something, and it was always been it's been one of my favorite songs, and with me and Stu writing it so long ago, and him leaving and all that sort of, we just kind of wanted to get it done as a.
But In From the Cold, that's a keeper.
Oh, definitely, definitely
Brilliant
In
song.
From the Cold. And we'll keep the other ones play live.
Yeah, definitely.
But
it's part of the band's history. So,
definitely,
Mm-hmm.
They've got us to kind of where the position we're at the minute. So.
And the other thing as well is we're trying to get up to a point where we've got a full hour set. Because we do feel that we're confident enough to headline the show. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
it's just getting to that point.
We're just getting up to speed. Remember, we're a band that's essentially a year old.
Yeah. You've still got
2 lineup changes. We've got a single and a video out, and we've got great gigs on the horizon.
Well, the other thing is you still can upgrade your half an hour. swap out songs for new songs that you're going to write that are going to be
and that's sort of where we're at now, isn't it? Really,
you get. We had it as well. You get to the point where you could just nail that half an hour. You don't have to think about it. You've just done it so many times. You swap a few songs around, but you just know what you're doing. That makes your performance better. You get more comfortable, and that's to the point where you get more opportunities from playing certain gigs. Something else comes of it. People get to know you
because you look more professional on stage. It's just
it all goes hand in hand. Yeah. So that's kind of like, it's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's
very
been
exciting.
If I'm being honest.
I've only heard good things.
With the
like people, all the stuff videos that have gone online, I've only heard good things. No one's had a bad word to say about the bands.
We were surprised. We were massively surprised, considering. Well, for me, I was in a rock and roll band before this, and
Rusted Hero.
Yeah, so for the same fans.
I still wear my t-shirt. I love that logo.
I found some footage on my laptop the other day. I think I sent you a video where I had the camcorder.
Ours or theirs?
Ours.
All right, yeah.
And was it? I don't know if it was Tristan Dujan or Kane. Kane were playing. It was Ruby. Was it Ruby Lounge? Was it Robin?
Oh, no, not Ruby.
But anyway,
Lounge.
I found loads of footage and Rusted Hero where you had that guitarist who was standing in.
That was Rebellion.
Rebellion. That's it.
I got a parking ticket that night.
Don't talk
came
about
outside. You were like, "Oh, do you want one of these passes?" I was like, "Nah, I'll be alright."
Because you went out and it was literally just off the main road down this little alleyway, wasn't it? We came in through the through like the fire exit. Yeah.
I got a ticket.
But yeah, so what happened to Rusted Hero then?
Well, Andy left. Andy Melbourne, the bass player, left. He just wanted different things, and he was really good friends with the guys from Blackjack. So I think there was an opening going there. So he went and done that. So I took on the bass.
Yeah, remember
duties, that. Which was fun. I love playing bass.
Yeah.
And then Adam decided he was going to leave the guitarist, so we tried to get another guy in. And then JP decided he was going to leave the drummer, so
just kind of fizzled
out. All fell apart, and so I kind of just started doing my acoustic stuff again.
Yeah,
doing my duo, and which I do now with Andy. Again, I'm back with Andy Milburn now.
Yeah.
We had a gig on Sunday, supporting Luke Appleton, who we'll see at SOS as well.
Yeah.
But that was. I love doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like much more up close and personal type.
It's a different beast, isn't it?
Yeah. And mistakes I've really noticed. I've noticed, like when I make a mistake. I think I was slightly out of tune the other day, and no one said anything. I don't know if I'm just being polite, but every time you hit a note, I'm just like, oh. Like Mickey Crystal from Tigers of Pantang was watching. I'm like, he's picking up on that, but he was polite enough not to say anything either. Like,
hey, we've all been there. I'm sure.
Well, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you both.
Thank you very much.
I'll definitely have you back on when you've got something going, probably next year.
Yeah.
You've got a new single out from the new lineup.
Or maybe it's an EP. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Stuff might just fly out and you go,
we'll roll a dice and we'll see what lands.
Yeah. But no, it's pretty exciting. It's been great, so we'll definitely have you back on. So,
cool.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Spot on. Bye.